Okay, so we're going to investigate how to do hardware RAID or mirroring RAID 1 with the G4 or G5. In this case, we're using a G5, G4, same menu setup and so forth. But I figured I want to try it with this one because this is actually going to become our new sort of family, machine, I guess. And so I want to make sure it works first, see any of the pitfalls. Most likely, I already have Windows 11 Pro on here, and I've already started doing some stuff with it. So what I may do is, this is a 256. I'm actually going to be using two of the coaxia drives. One of them says Toshiba on it, the other says coaxia. They're both Toshiba, coaxia, but et cetera, but they're essentially identical, which is what you really want if you're going to be doing hardware RAID. This is, like I said, this is 256. I'll probably use Clonezilla to copy it over to the RAIDed drives once everything is set up. But I wanted to see how it kind of functions. Right now, let's see, not this guy, it must be this one. I think this one actually, I don't even know if it's bootable, but I believe there's some sort of Windows 10 on here, but we'll see. I believe when we run the RAID process, it says it's going to blow everything away anyway. So it doesn't matter if there's something on there. Okay, I'm going to take this out and I'll put the drives in. And just taking out the first disconnecting the SATA cable so that we don't accidentally tear it, pull it out. You can put it back in, but I preferred not having to mess with it. So get that. And then there's just two screws over here. And one of the reasons I used the 2230s was so that way I could easily have 3 drives if I wanted to. So if I decided I wanted to have the use the SATA as maybe a secondary, I can. Okay, take that out. We're not going to do, I might experiment later, see if we can, doing the Wi-Fi drives allows for the hardware RAID. But for now, we'll kind of do the tried and true. Okay, let's see. Let's put I guess I'll put the Toshiba in this slot. And then that way we can see what kind of drive numbers it assigns. And if you watch some of the prior videos is when I tried to find all these funky screws. Just doesn't fit as nicely. I have on order, and may even come today, I don't know, is a little plastic extender that allows you to use your 2230 in a 2280 slot. Now, you've probably seen the ones that are just kind of flat. This is kind of thing, it's more like a holder, and then it has a piece of plastic over there. It's basically a 3D printed thing that someone put together. I think if you buy buy two, you get 3 of them. There you go. Okay, we got them set up. Let's hook this up and get some power, and let's see what the interface in the BIOS looks like. Okay, we're going to boot it up and have it go into the BIOS. Okay. We want to go to BIOS setup. Let's go to advanced. Let's go to system options. Configure storage controller for RAID. Main. Save changes and exit. Yes. Always pays to read the directions. What it is we want to go into F3 third-party option ROM management. And now we've got this Intel rapid storage technology. Okay. All right, good. It sees our Toshiba, and it sees, okay. PC, unless that just, hopefully that just means the numbering. Okay. Create RAID volume. Okay. We'll just keep the name. Please type in your data. Okay. We want to do mirrored. And I assume we just hit space. Oh, there we go. X and X. Okay. Okay. Create volume. Create volume. Okay. Size, normal, bootable, yes. Okay, RAID 1. Okay. Okay. Closet, okay. Device list, driver health, platform is okay. All right, I guess we exit. Sure. Now I'm curious to see what it does in terms of the boot options, because it should look like just a single, let's see, boot menu. Oh, interesting. UEFI hard drive. So it just sees it as single. Okay. Well, let's try running, I don't know, maybe, I guess we could try running the installer on it, and just to see what it does. Okay. Okay, booted into Ventoy. We'll go down and run Windows 11. I should say Windows 11 installer, that is. Let's see. I'm just curious to see, it should show up as just a single drive that you're installing to, if the RAID is working. All right. Yep, just one single drive. All right, let's give it a whirl here. Just curiosity, see how fast it is when it's doing its thing. That was pretty clean. Now, again, have to realize that if you're going to be doing the hardware RAID, everything's going to be blown away, because you notice there were no partitions or anything on there. And I know that there was stuff already on those particular, those two particular SSDs. So, so what you could do is, if you already had it set up, you could either get two fresh drives like I'm doing. You could take a image, look up on Clonezilla how you can do that, and dupe it onto the network or onto another drive. But I guess if you're going to do that, you might as well just use, anyway, you kind of figure it out so you don't lose your stuff. Or you just do it like here, and you just do a fresh install and just put your stuff, back on there and have your data somewhere else. But the nice thing with hardware RAID, it's you still need to back up your stuff, obviously, because if you delete a file, you delete a file. This is going to save you from the case where the drive actually goes bad. And I've had the SATA SSDs go bad. I've had the M.2 NVMe drives go bad. It doesn't happen often, but it does. So this is just another, kind of a security blanket, to make sure that everything looks okay. So I think it's doing its little restart thingy just to go back in. But yeah, so it looks pretty simple. Again, the same process. It should look identical in G4. G4s and G5s are so the same. Even I think the G5 will use the processor from the G4. So yeah, so you're not, there wasn't a big leap when they went to there. So I'm not gonna bore you by having to watch all the install. We'll just wait and then see what happens, and maybe also run some benchmarks. Okay, so we got Windows 11 installed, and I ran both Crystal Disk Mark and Disk Info. So the Disk Info does see the two drives there, and now if I were to run a benchmark on this, so it's just got the C drive, so it doesn't, it does see, they come together as a unit, as a volume. Let's try running those and see what kind of numbers we get. That's some pretty nice numbers. Especially the reads. Writes are pretty decent too, so that looks pretty good. But the true mark of any mirroring RAID is how it handles when one of the drives goes bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut everything down. I'm going to disconnect the Toshiba, which is the one that's closest to the outside edge of the motherboard that we put in, and boot up and see what happens. What kind of response do we get? Okay, I'm plugging the power back in. Well, it booted back in. And no, we're not going to do that. Let's do the disk info. Oh wow, that drive's gotten a little warm since the last time. Interesting. Okay. Funny that the temperatures were different when it was in the RAID there. Okay, I was expecting to see some sort of thing come up, so I'm going to try booting into the I guess the RAID BIOS or whatever it is, and see what that looks like. Okay, getting in the start menu. Let's go into our option ROMs, rapid storage. Oh, okay. Well, it is degraded, that's for sure. So let's see if we go in there, and it's just showing that we only have the Kioxia and it is degraded, but it is working, which is kind of cool. Um, the I'm not sure. I mean, a lot of times with these RAID, if you put a disk back in, a replacement, then it will sync up with it, and that way you don't have to, reinstall everything. Um, I don't know. I don't have really though a. If I stick this guy back in, he's probably just going to. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what it's going to do. Let's. I mean, normally once it detects that there's something wrong, then if you were to add it back in, it's just going to, resync. So let's try it. I'm gonna pause and we'll shut down and I'll put it back in, see what it does. Thought it might be good to, I don't know, put in some sort of change. So that way, let's see, we'll go to PC and we'll create a new folder and a new text document. Oh, new text document. All right, there we go. Blah, blah, blah. Save it and okay, I'm going to shut down and I'm going to put that other one back in. F3. Ah, rebuilding. Perfect. That's exactly what it should do. Is that it should be basically taking the stuff from the, I guess we call it the good drive or the one that's part of the RAID, and going and resetting it. So let's see if I go into the volume. Looks like it's there. I don't know if this is the full test. I mean, probably the best would be if we had, let's say, a Samsung 512 or something that was totally different and it got added, whether we would have to tell it, hey, we need to, this is the new mirror drive, or whether it just figures it's in that position on the motherboard, it's just going to start doing it. So I want to reboot into Windows now, and just kind of curious to see what's going on, because or whether we have to wait for the rebuilding to finish. It seems to be stuck, so I don't know if it's like, well, hey, I can't boot because you're doing rebuilding. So maybe. Oh, what happened here? Let's see. Is it gonna? Looks like it's trying one more time here. Unless we're in some endless loop here. Let's see if we get the little circle of patience. Oh well, okay, we got something going here. All right. Oh, well, we got in. Okay, just had to be a little patient. Let's go in and see what it looks like. Okay, so let's see if that. Let's see. We'll go to C drive. Oh, there's our new folder. There's our text document. There it is. Let's see. Disk info. All right. Woo. Really getting toasty there. Okay. I don't know what the max on these things are, but I'll have to do a little research on that, make sure that we're not going too high. But at least I know the sensor is working. could also be that maybe during the rebuild, maybe it would cool itself down after a while. But okay, I think maybe the next thing is to more for confirmation, is to see if it will allow the use of the Wi-Fi drive in there. So let's give that a try. Okay, I've put in the Wi-Fi drive. Of course, I had to use the little 90-degree thingy to get it. And it's holding the Toshiba drive. And let's see, my guess is that it's still going to think that it's degraded. Okay, we'll go to F3. All right, okay, it's degraded. Let's see. Oh, interesting. It doesn't see, let's see. Huh. So it doesn't see the Wi-Fi drive. I wonder, did I do something wrong there? Or maybe it's not supported? Let's see. Let's see, RAID volumes. Okay. Let's go into Windows and make sure it's actually being seen by everybody. Well, obviously the drive's there because the Toshiba is the one. I wonder, interesting. So I wasn't able to use it as a drive to sort of rebuild the thing. So I'm going to try actually starting all over, delete the volume, and see if it's even one that can be used with RAID. Because maybe there's a limitation, or maybe it will only support specifically those drives that are connected to those two M.2 slots, and which is quite possible. They want to make sure that they're not that way. Also, the speed's similar, et cetera, et cetera. So we'll give that a try. Okay, I'm going to go into here. All right, we still show degraded. All right, I'm going to delete the RAID volume. Yes. Okay. All right, so I deleted it. Okay, now I come in here. Interesting. So it's not letting me create anything because it only sees one drive, which is the Coaxia. Okay, makes sense. Okay, non-RAID. All right. Okay, good to know. Well, I guess we learned something. I was kind of hoping that it would see it and maybe somehow you could do RAID 5, with 3 drives. But this is good. This is much easier to deal with than I've been trying to do some sort of mirroring of Windows for the G1, G2, G3, primarily first testing in G3. Thought I had something working with the software under Proxmox with virtual Windows, but when I went to try to get it working, I may still do a segment on it, but we'll see the interest after seeing this hardware one. If you guys are interested in some sort of way where you could mirror your Windows partition so that if there was something went wrong. And I can tell you that does work with the Wi-Fi hard drive, because you have to, because all of my tests were with on the G3 with using the normal M.2 slot and the Wi-Fi.